to speak, let's concentrate quickly on the very big deal that we have been speaking about, Sun Pharma buying up Ranbaxy. Uday Baldota of Sun Pharma is joining in for a quick chat. Uday, thank you very much. Well, first up, I just wanted to clarify on the indemnity. Are you completely indemnified against the subpoena issues that may arise for Ranbaxy?
I think the issue here is that it's just they've received it recently, so it's a beginning of asking for some data. So I think it's very difficult to say how and when will this develop. I think what we've attempted to do is we've attempted to work together with all the parties here and see that there is some kind of protection and sharing that happens across the party. I think beyond that, I think it's very difficult for us to give the specific details. Sharing
would mean some bit of responsibility could stick with you.
Correct. I think that's what our press release also says. Certain costs and expenses is what the release says.
Okay, and you can't quantify in terms of how much it might mean. Would a large part be indemnified and taken on by Daiichi?
No, I think it's important to understand that currently there is, is just the beginning.
Okay.
And how this will mature, whether it will anyway result in any cost, no one knows. It could as well end without any cost.
Okay.
In the event there is a cost, a liability, then it will be shared, is what you're saying.
Okay. Uday, hi, good morning. Can you just take us through how you plan to synergize the emerging markets business? Because for Ranbaxy, the emerging market business continues to be quite loss-making, including markets like Romania, etc. What's the plan for Sun Pharma going ahead?
I think as we've shared on in our press release and our call, I think the closing of the deal we take up to end of the current calendar year, and the idea is that we would try and understand better. There will be an integration committee that will be put in place, and we will look at efforts by which country by country, market by market, or therapy by therapy, we would see as to how jointly we can synergize our efforts and improve the performance. Interestingly, countries where Ranbaxy has a fairly strong presence, Sun Pharma has, I would say, a relatively modest presence in those markets, and it's vice versa. So I think that way the overall spread of business that we are getting in this combination is something which is very exciting, and most of these markets are growing quite fast. I do not know how many of your viewers would be aware, but it's predicted that over the next decade or so, a large part of the pharma market growth is going to come from emerging markets, and the kind of spread that we are getting here is something which is creating a platform for us to participate in this high growth of all the emerging markets.
Okay. Uday, our former colleague and now an expert at Pharmacia, Vikas Dandekar, was just telling us that Ranbaxy has a large number of products in various categories, whereas Sun is, the top-notch branded product in the areas where it services in India. Will there be therefore some trimming of the Ranbaxy portfolio to the Sun, philosophy of being the top or not being there at all?
I think the idea of this combination is to utilize each other's strengths and grow the business further. I don't think, honestly, trimming has even crossed our mind.
Okay.
We believe that they have strong products in quite a few areas, and we have products which are, I would say, again, to an extent in different therapy areas. So I think the combination, I do not know if you heard the call, but today we are number one with number 7 classes of doctors. We have the highest share in prescription. The combination takes us to 13. So I think that's a huge benefit that the combination will give us.
Okay. Mr. Baldota, hi, this is Ekta. Firstly, congratulations on the deal and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Ekta.
I just had one question with regards to the promoter holding, which was, or rather the subsidiary of Sun Pharma that picked up some amount of stake in Ranbaxy, which was before the deal. Can you just give us more details on how exactly that stake would pan out post the merger? Would it be completely knocked off? How would it work?
Yeah, the scheme includes cancellation of these shares.
Okay. The other question which I had was, the USFDA issues. How exactly, or what would be the strategy of both the companies now in order to resolve the USFDA issues that Ranbaxy has, along with even Sun Pharma on one of their plants? What would be the strategy on both of those?
I think per se, in a way, the strategy does not change. Our understanding is that Ranbaxy is committed to the consent decree and the remediation plan that they have. And I think they are again, this is what we understand, they are continuing to do that. As far as Sun is concerned, I think we are very clear that the topmost priority is remediation, getting back into compliance. So I think from that perspective, both the companies are completely aligned, and by coming together and working together, I think experience of one company in handling such matters will only help the other company to get back into compliance. It will supplement the efforts. So I think from that perspective, it would be very good for the combined company.
Okay, Mr. Baldota, one last question from my side then. What would the balance sheet look like? I do understand that because it's a merger, the Sun Pharma cash would still remain at the current levels of around $1.5 billion on its books. And what would be the transfer of debt that Ranbaxy would have to Sun Pharma's books? So could you just take us through what the balance sheet would look like post the merger?
You're absolutely right. I think the cash that we have on our books will remain. Nothing changes there. The debt on Ranbaxy's books, once we close and prepare a combined balance sheet, the debt on Ranbaxy books would come onto the combined entity books. And my number is about, I think, 800 million of debt, and that will come and sit in the combined company.
Okay. Mr. Baldota, Vikas Dandekar is also with us. You know him well. So, Vikas, any question for Mr. Baldota?
Yeah. Just
good morning, Vikas.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Just one quick question on Daiichi Sankyo's involvement in Sun Pharma now. It's got 9% equity now. How will the future pan out in terms of the management and in terms of the product, pipeline that Daiichi Sankyo has? Do you see some kind of some combined efforts there?
So I think we are very happy to have Daiichi Sankyo as a large shareholder in Sun, and we believe that in addition to the existing Ranbaxy Daiichi agreements that they have of working together in several markets on several products, that will continue. But Daiichi, being a shareholder of the combined entity, will also create, I would say, a longer-term partnership with the combined company. And we will continue to look at ways by which we can deepen this partnership and evaluate different ways by which we can continue to work together.
Perfect.
All right, Mr. Baldota, we appreciate you taking time out for us, and from all of us here, congratulations on stealing the thunder and being the biggest, the author of the biggest deal in India for the past many years.
Thank you very much.
Clearly a new phenomenon in the Indian pharma space, something that's definitely morale boosting, you will have to say. And we'll have to see how things pan out from here on, of course.